I understand that. What I'm doing right here, I ain't really trying to get into that with you. This ain't for us. I got something going on already.
Well, who are you hanging out with? Are you hanging out with Diddy? What are you doing?
I mean, yeah, popped out the town car with a camera. Said, yo, Puff, you gotta let me film this. The whole thing, we need to document this, Playboy. He was like, party. And he got pissed at me. He said, yo, don't Playboy, don't play with me. You know I am. I'm Diddy, you know what I'm saying?
So, Jamie Foxx suffered a very serious medical emergency that landed him in the hospital.
So many coincidences. T.I. is one hell of a rapper. It seems like the Atlanta MC had already entered the 40 Club with peers like Pusha T, Cameron, and Kanye West, a testament to his rap longevity. He released his debut on Sirius album in October 2001 and has been hopping in the booth and fulfilling that mantra ever since, becoming one of the game's most respected rappers. But in his long career, the actor has picked up some dirty secrets involving industry giants, one of them being Diddy. With the recent news that Jamie Foxx has been hospitalized, T.I. reads all of it as Diddy's doing, and he's pretty pressured, having experienced that himself. So, what is it that T.I. knows linking Diddy to Jamie's hospitalization? Stick around to find out.
I think they never been to a Diddy party. If you not dancing,
I just got hard.
then you got to go. So security, if you see somebody and they not dancing, they got to go. Period.
T.I. and Diddy haven't been the best of buddies through the years, and it's clear to see why. There are a few celebrities who know the dirty secrets of Diddy, and one of them is Jamie Foxx. Foxx was a mainstay back in the 90s when Diddy used to plan his wild sex parties, and it appears the actor let the cat out of the bag, and that has left him fighting for his life in the hospital. And as rapper, T.I. believes Diddy is behind Jamie's sickness after the comedian opened up about the producer's past wild parties. The 53-year-old New Yorker is worth around $820 million thanks to his successes in fashion, movies, TV, liquor branding, and, of course, music. But as covered in the documentary Can't Stop, Won't Stop, A Bad Boy Story, his first get-rich-quick scheme was selling drugs while a student at Washington, D.C.'s Howard University. Back in the early 90s, I saw a lot of my friends coming around with big wads of cash, so I decided to try it out, Coase told the Post. In a sense, it was in his genes. His father, Melvin, did the same hustle and was killed in a deal gone wrong when Coase was a toddler. But it didn't take long for Puffy to realize street life was not for him. I went out on the strip in Maryland, but when I got there, within about 5 minutes, somebody yelled jump out, a warning of undercover police, so I started to run, he recalled. There were helicopters, they were trying to break down doors. After that, I told God he didn't have to worry about me going down that road. Puff got into music and started making millions. Then the parties began, and that's where Jamie Foxx comes in, according to T.I. Foxx, charismatic as ever, took to Hot 97 sometime back, delving into a slew of absolutely hilarious tales from past and present. After taking a quick tally of the women that have been in his life, and dispelling rumors of his involvement with Oprah, Foxx opened up about his life of partying and the legendary throwdowns he used to put together, apparently taking cues from Hugh Hefner, revering the man from a young age. He also revealed that he partied a lot with Diddy and got to see the dark side of the record executive when drunk.
I would show up to the party in my little town car. This town, I grabbed my town car so I could skirt. Puff the SUVs.
Before he joined the upper echelon of the entertainment world in early 2000, he was a moderately successful stand-up comedian with a music degree and a desire to make the most of his two passions. In an episode of author and investor Tim Ferriss' podcast, Foxx explains the networking techniques he used as a rising comedian to launch his music career. I was the first social media guy without social media, Foxx told Ferriss. Foxx recorded every contact he made and aggressively pursued ones that could advance his career as long as he knew he could offer them something in return. One of those guys was Diddy.
Parties. But Puff say this party, Playboy, this party right here, I said $1.5 million. I said, the what? You spent $1.5 million on it?
After graduating from Elite International University in San Diego, Foxx decided to try stand-up comedy and for a couple of years, made it onto the cast of the Emmy-winning variety show In Living Color in 1991, during which he continued to tour. And although some people began to recognize him, he was still far from being a true star at that point, and he decided that a crucial step to getting there would be to build a network of both fans and influencers in LA. His comedy routine involved cue cards, and at the end of shows, he would ask the audience to write down their names and pager numbers on the cards if they wanted to be kept in the loop for future comedy specials and events. After some time on the road, I had a list of about 800 biggest names in the music industry. Anytime he came through LA, Foxx says, Coase would take over the most popular clubs, barring access to anyone not personally invited.
Kentucky Fried Chicken, I put it in a nice plate. I said, I got Coca-Cola. I put it in a picture. We're at $208 and we are killing it right now.
After the actor released his debut R&B album in 1994 to little fanfare, he decided that acquiring Combs and his circle could open some doors. He started following Combs' entourage anytime he rolled through LA to try to weasel his way into one of his parties. Since this was long before the era of highly portable cameras, let alone camera phones, Fox decided he could try adding value to Combs' party as a cameraman. One day, he followed Combs to a club and asked him at the entrance, giant VHS camera in hand, "Yo, Puff, can I record?" Combs recognized him as the guy from In Living Color and decided to make him his personal videographer for the night. Fox's scheme worked, and Combs called him to film more parties over the years.
Bro, and I was trying to get in music at that time, so I would throw parties for a reason, because Puff was so famous for music.
It is during these parties that he learned, witnessed, and experienced what T.I. believes has gotten him bedridden.
Puff and Tupac was like a couple, seemed like to me. It was just a lot of weird shit going on, you know what I'm saying? The vibes ain't there. I guess that's what Tupac was talking about.
In 2001, Fox was filming one of Combs' parties in Philadelphia. He says when Combs took him aside and said, "Yo, money, you know how much this party cost? It cost $1 million for this party." Fox said he told Combs he could throw him basically the same party at his house in LA for just $400. A few weeks later, Combs decided to take Fox up on his challenge. The then young actor and upcoming singer dug into his archive of contacts and reached out to all of them, from socialites to celebrities who appeared at his shows. It was at this party that Fox started using another networking trick, which ultimately led to chart-topping singles. By 2001, he was a more established comedian and actor and could afford a nice home with his own small recording studio. Because he now had hundreds of people in his house at a party for Puff Daddy, he decided to bring the likes of Snoop Dogg into the studio to mess around. He says he turned what was essentially a joke into an actual routine. If he met a famous musician, he'd invite them to his home for a party and bring them into the studio to record new material they were playing with. So I turned that into a show, in a sense, to where I would just have different people I would toast and try to get my music going. He narrates, "I had engineers from all over the city dialing in so that when real artists come, they don't think this is just some comedian fucking around." One of these musicians turned out to be Kanye West, who had a successful production career and was planning his debut album as a rapper in 2003. Fox's buddy Brayon Prescott, a music executive, put them in. Fox went into the studio, where the Through the Wire hitmaker told him he had a song he was working on with the rapper Twisted that he thought he could sing over. West sang the chorus to the song that would become slow jams, and Fox started singing it as he would in a traditional R&B song. And he says, "What the fuck are you doing?" Fox narrates, after debating the merits of R&B vocals, he decided to play by West's rules and appeared in the final version of the song. Fox says that he wasn't paying close attention to the song's reception since he didn't like how his vocals turned out. After the single was released that December, his friend told him, "Remember that song you said was whack? It's #1 in the country." Of course, Fox could be exaggerating his cavalier attitude to the song for dramatic effect, but he says he had never expected it to be the one that convinced the public he could be more than a comedian. Its success led to a Grammy nomination and then the 2005 Grammy-winning collaboration with West, Gold Digger. And while his parties gave him profitable connections, some of the things he learned through the years proved to be dangerous to his life. And finally, the incident that makes T.I. believe Diddy is behind Jamie Foxx's health scare will shock you. Back in 2011, at a BET Hip Hop Awards weekend after party at the Compound nightclub, Diddy grabbed a mic and started hyping the crowd up. But then he spotted someone drinking Grey Goose and actually threw ice at the guy before taunting him on the mic. That's when T.I., who was released from federal custody just days before, had to tell Puff to chill out and let the man drink what he wanted. You know you're too turnt when T.I., of all people, has to tell you to chill out. And as you would expect, that didn't go down well with Diddy, and the two rappers haven't really seen eye to eye since then, except for the few times when they have to do it for the camera. If what T.I. says is anything to go by, then everyone around Diddy should be worried. And that's it from us today. Until next time, bye.